Hello everyone, and welcome back to Factorio. I am back. It's been a while since we've seen this. We've had a lot of things that occur on my Sundays, and then everything got postponed, pushed back, and etc, etc, and that was an autosave. And now we're back with Factorio, which only appears once a week, so it only gets this one chance at being in the spotlight. I haven't actually done much in Factorio because during the early stages, there's still stuff that I have to do and go around. Right now I'm just trying to remind myself of how much I got done during the last time I played. But I seem to have made a fair bit of progress. I managed to get some electrical energy going and got my automated machines going. I even have the little smeltery server here. Should I have this pulling into a chest? Quite possibly. Let me do that right now since I'm looking at it. Insert her here. Iron chest there. Alright, I put you up here. Put you here. And I need power, so one electrical pole. There we go. That's backwards, of course. You know. Oh, okay. Alright then. That's in the wrong spot. Alright, there you go. Now that's going inside the chest. Now, probably what I'm going to start doing is the most tedious task of beginning researching. Now, in order to make advancement in Factorio, you don't just need more things to build. No. You don't need more resources. What you need is to create a lab, which I am fortunate enough to be able to make one of. And this is going to take a while because it has a huge amount of materials it has to go through, so I'm just going to run around and lecture. You need a huge amount of materials. This is also not being automated, so I need to do something. You need to first build a lab, which I'm almost done building, and then after building that lab, you need to create these science packs, which you need to make things in order to make science packs. So you take these science packs and you put them in the lab and it automatically does research, but you need a large amount of science packs in order to research. So this is the current technology tree. There's a lot of stuff in it. From automation to electronics to rail signals, even solar panels. You can research it all, but they all have a cost of packs. In addition to the cost of packs, there's also the cost of time. So per tick, there's like you see how it requires 10 of one science pack. It takes 10 seconds for it to consume that one science pack, and it has to do that 10 times, so it's 100 seconds before you can research stone walls. Other things get more needy, and I would like steel processing, and generally these things take forever. I know for a fact that this tool belt here, I am not going to get it on camera. That is something that I'm going to do off camera, because it would take quite a while, as you can see. So if I'm going to start researching, I'm probably going to want to start researching maybe either automation. Yeah, I'm going to research automation first. Even though I haven't built my lab, I still need to set this up here. One of you over here. And I'll just put a regular chest here for the time being, so it's going somewhere. And then I'll turn that chest into an iron chest. And then there we go. And that's back in the inventory. So yeah, researching takes a while. It takes a while. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to grab these iron plates, because I need them. I desperately need them. And I'm going to come over here, and I'm also going to grab these copper plates. I don't desperately need them, but it's nice to have the copper plates. And I'm going to put my lab down right here. It needs energy in order to run. So I'm going to set it down right here, and I'm going to have to manually make these packs. So I'm just going to request like a few, because they do take a bit of time to make. I'm just going to put them in as I craft them. There you go, get running. Yep, there you go. Those people are filling up from the science pack. And I'm going to request some more science packs while I stand out here and wait. Yeah, this is the tedious part about science and researching, is the fact that you have to do researching in such a slow method. And I'm running out of iron plates. Not the ore, but the plates. Fortunately, you know, I have all these other resources constantly going. I should probably check the energy over here. Let me check to see how's the strain going. Okay, so the electrical demand is being met. We are nearly running at maximum performance, so it's quite possible that I may need to install a second row of boilers in order to meet future demands, but that's in the future. For now, we've got everything we need. And I need to put more of these in here. There we go. Unfortunately, these furnaces are still coal-powered, which is kind of what I was hoping to out-research. Like, yeah, it's over here. Advanced material processing, which requires steel, which requires science pack 2s, which require a whole bunch of other stuff. And steel processing is another thing. Hold up, let me see how long this is going to take. It should be finished in a second. If possible, I would like to get steel processing because I quite possibly might need steel in a very short period of time. And there we go. Automation is now researched. The next thing I'm going to possibly want to research is, should I get optics for lights? I mean, I do enjoy running around in the dark, and I don't desperately need lights at the moment. And since I'm not being attacked right now, I won't need the lights, but if I do start to be attacked, I might need the lights. So, I'm thinking of getting steel processing just because I want to have it so that I can have steel and stuff, you know, steel plates, steel chests, and steel axe. Better tools, better chests, and better stuff. But it's also quite possibly a good idea to go for logistics, because that gives me better control of my belts, and I can actually do stuff with the splitter. And doing stuff with splitters is fun. Of course, I could get the Spartan Center. I think I'm gonna go steel processing. Now, this is where I do a little something fun because I chose on this first. And you know how I have to slowly manually create the science packs? Well, with the help of automation, I can build the assembling machines. Now, what assembling machines do are they basically assemble items. You put things into it, and it makes items for you. So what I do with the assembling machines is I make the components that make a science pack, and then I have the components filter into one machine that makes the science packs. So effectively, I don't have to manually make science packs as long as I use assembly machines. The first thing is I need to know what goes into a science pack. A copper plate and what iron gear. Alright, so that should be easy. So if I need a separate place with just separate electricity. This is going to be a entire electrical job that just needs to be done separately because I have not done any proper spacing. So I'm going to come out here and I'm going to just make a sort of circle grid, somewhat circle grid of holes, and then I'm going to place down one here, quite possibly, and since they're all going to funnel, they're just going to come here. Now, I am going to conveyor belt into this, so what I need to do is I need to go to... Hold on, I actually just realized something. I only need one assembly machine. Well, two. One for the science pack, and one for the iron gears, because these are low-tier things. It's a low-tier science pack. The green science pack, which is the science pack 2, requires an inserter and a transport belt, and those you need more than one machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to create iron gears here, right? I'm simply throwing the iron plates and it'll make it for me. Then in this one, I'm going to request the science pack, which requires copper and gears. So basically what I can do is, if I were to say, I don't know, I feel like this iron production isn't going to be enough for what I'm going to do, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up another mining machine over here. So if I go into here, and I need to grab the iron out of here, because there's no iron. There we go, so now we've got iron coming out. Now we make a electric mining drill. Give it a second. And there we go, electric mining drill, confirmed. Yeah, that's not being powered, but okay, I'll leave it unpowered, it's fine. I'll have another washing pole. Actually, since the circle of electrical power is unnecessary, I'll just take this one, and this one, and possibly this one since we don't need it. So I'll take this, and I'll come here, and I'll power it with this. And then this will, it's just going on the floor right now, so I'm going to put it in that chest. Then I'm going to get, do I have a furnace? No, I didn't have a furnace, okay, then that's fine. So I'll put a furnace here. Okay, you know what, I'm just going to get the inserter first because sometimes my placement is very off. There we go, so now we've got the inserter. Alright, shift. So take this. And that's not powered either, so that's fine. And then we put the furnace here. And then if I just drag you out here, rope takes you along like this. This goes there. I throw you in here. I'm gonna make 2 iron chests. Then I'm gonna get an inserter. And then we take this and we rotate it here, and that's not being powered either, so I just put this, and there we go. So now we have 2 sources of iron being here. Now, since we have 2 sources of iron, and now we're finally pumping out more iron, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a sort of inserter chest system, where I'm going to have, just realized I didn't replace this chest. You go there. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a chest here where I put in the pieces and then we'll let the iron go under there. So that goes there. And then what I'm going to have is a few transfer belts. When I say few, I mean very few. And then probably, wait, could I do one more though? I know this is not going to get any power because how I placed that. So we'll have it there. And then we'll have another inserter here. Yeah, so those aren't getting power, so I need to make a pole for them. Alright. So now this is going to pull from there, and that's going to pull from there. So what all I have to do is simply say, I feel like making some. And then I put the stack in here, and then boom. Okay then, it's not far enough. I need to put another belt under it. Time to go get some iron. There we go. Another plate. Another belt, I mean. Not even plate. Hold on, I rotated this wrong. There we go.